Let's go. Everybody hear me?
I hear you. Is anybody here? No. Is this live? Good morning. Is this live?
I think we're live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We're live. I kind of actually like the Fleetwood Mac in the background. We can leave that going.
I don't even hear Fleetwood Mac.
It was going for a second.
Maybe I muted it. Oh, I just heard the sound. Hey, good morning.
What's up, everybody?
Uncle Judge.
Shardy B coming in. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning. It's April 15th, Saturday morning. We got some friends in the audience. We got Tommy and Henry, and I don't know who that other guy is, but
we got the big dog.
Good morning, and welcome to Two Fun Uncles present a recap of the week in SC Prime as seen through our degenerate eyes.
That's right. Starting off the morning with a couple drinks. Had some nice electrolytes. Had some nice green tea. Got some nice Pellegrino. Jeff, what are you doing over there?
I got 3. I got coffee, like always.
Very nice.
I got a can of cheap supermarket seltzer water.
Is that Costco brand? What do you got?
It's called Vintage. I don't know. It comes from the 15-minute delivery app, and it's like 12 for $6. It just sells its water with sparkles. What the fuck are you going to overpay for that? But then I got this in the fridge that they sent me, like a freebie in the bag.
It's a little bougier.
It says sparkling water with tea and botanicals. This one is blueberry, cinnamon, hibiscus flavor. I mean, it's been in the fridge for like a month because I don't want to drink it. But here we are. We'll open it live.
Very nice. Future sponsors. We're going to be the water.
Ooh, it's very aromatic. Flavor that sparkles without the sweeteners.
Very nice.
But blueberry cinnamon, like who the Hey, Brad's here. Good morning, Brad.
Brad, what's up, buddy?
Brad. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, cinnamon. Why do I want cinnamon in my water?
It sounds a little hectic, doesn't it? Sounds like a little too many.
Zero Funcles. I rate this one.
So what do we have? What do we have for news this week? Let's buzz over to announcements. Let's see what happened.
David, you want to punch up my screen share while we talk about this?
I know we had the Explorer. We had the new Explorer that came out kind of out of nowhere. We know the Explorer was down for a couple days last week. And
looks
good.
It
looks like they did kind of a reskinning and just sort of cleaned up some of the operations of it a little bit. Maybe we show that off some.
Yeah, so we should. I mean, it's on my screen now. You guys can see it there. It's explorer.scpride.mu. Our friend Henrik Singular in the Discord I was told, has been the one behind this. If that's not right, anybody else can let us know. But it looks great. I see Andy's in the channel. If you have any comments about the new Explorer, because I think that you may be the most power user of all.
He's Explorer Master for sure.
Explorer Master. I see. It's slicker. There's some batch addresses, host contracts. I mean, when it was suggested that I am driving, says Andy. I just think about Andy being like Schwarzenegger. I am driving. I cannot look at Explorer right now. When I was asked to do the Explorer, I was just like, blah. Because Explorer is a function. It's important. We need to have it. We want to look up our contracts. We want to look up. The only time I ever look up Explorer, I feel like, is when I send some coins to a different wallet and they don't get there. And I'm worried where they are. And I wonder how long the last block dropped. But
right.
I understand it's an important part of the blockchain ecosystem. It's nice to have it updated. It's nice to have it with a matching uniform skin and thematic. It looks good for the project. And so good job, team. If anybody who's dived into it more has any bigger insights, please poke your hand up and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, we'll follow up next week. Second thing, Stephen, is there's a new web wallet version, right?
Correct. Yeah. And I see Henry actually corrected us. Henrik is the one that did the web wallet, and then
that's what I said, Henrik.
Well, you said he did the Explorer. Adramir I think that's how you say his username, is actually who's been working on the Explorer, but potato. But yeah, the web wallet, they did drop a new release of web wallet. I saw that in announcements as well.
Henry told me to click around and open a block in the Explorer, so we're doing that. Oh, so if you have a peek here, we can look at the block metadata, hashes, timestamp. There's a lot more information than used to be here, it feels like to me.
I think my favorite function of the wallet is, and I haven't actually tried this on the new Explorer, is like you can copy and paste your contract information, and you can see a lot of information on your storage contracts, which I've always thought that was a pretty cool feature.
Yeah, that's again, and I'm not diminishing this, and I'm only saying my experience is that other people use the Explorer for deeper reasons, and so Ken's letting us know. We're going to give shouts out to Andres 420 for building this, and Adamir and Jay for putting this thing together. It looks great.
You forgot Hakkane for the build.
I don't think we're really giving him any credit. And also, there's no @ before his name, so he probably doesn't. He's not listening, I bet.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, so on to the web wallet. There's a new version. It's seemingly, I believe it's incremental is what it says in the announcement, right? What's the summary of the announcement there, Stephen?
We've got, let's see here. Yeah, so it's a couple bug fixes, cleaned up the UI a little bit. They improved the efficiencies on multi-send. So I know like Ken, when he sends out incentives, and there's a lot of back-end stuff that takes place whenever you send coins to multiple wallets. You can like kind of line up an Excel sheet with transactions, I guess, and send them all in a bulk format. So I guess they're kind of cleaning that up. I've never used that feature because my coins kind of stay in one spot.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great add-on. It's really easy to install it. You know, I just downloaded the installer, and it literally, it opens up like a new browser window, and it had the newest version.
Yeah, super simple.
Again, it's at sc.prime/software, Windows, Mac, Linux 64, and Linux whatever armies. The next thing we're gonna throw a little bit is that there's been some friendly little bull market action at large. We saw a little burp in the SCP price. We also got some nice, Bitcoin's moving up. Ethereum's had a nice little leap. It feels good at the bottom of what was bearish for a while, and we were.
A 1 year downslope, and then we're getting some nice little pops. And I mean, I stay a little bit skeptical on stuff like this. The macro is a little bit off-putting still, I think, but like it kind of makes sense with what's happening with the dollar, that other asset classes kind of boom when the dollar tanks. So the XY chart is down and to the right. Everything else kind of tends to trend upwards. And yeah, I peeked in on Ethereum this morning. It's still sitting above 2,100.
Yeah, and this is just because it went up doesn't mean it'll keep going up. Past performance does not indicate future wealth and moons.
Right.
But David, you want to punch us back up to the same screen here so we can talk to each other instead of looking at Bitcoin? Hey, there we go.
There. Hey, what's up?
But back to in the crypto market, of course. It's like there's no guarantee and there's no prediction, but it feels like spring in my heart a little bit, and that's nice to see. And
so it's some light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I mean, we saw with last year that these little black swan events tend to pop out of nowhere, and but that out of mind, I feel pretty optimistic about everything right now. I feel optimistic about the SCP price. I mean, we had some good movement upwards last week, and then you still kind of see this constant trickle of sells, from wherever those are coming from, that beat it up a little bit. But overall, it's got a nice little base price right now.
Yeah, it feels good. At the bottom line, it feels good, and it's we deserve it. We're trying hard. So let's keep the faith here, right? There was what was this thing happened, Stephen, with somebody trying to buy votes for the fork? You know, that may have affected the price a little bit, right?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't able to pull up the tweet because the poll actually got taken down, I think. But yeah, basically there was, Ken was running these Twitter polls and they're in Discord, they're in Telegram, and we're trying to get a consensus and a feel for how the whole community as a whole feels about the potential fork, to kind of kick the S11s off of the consensus mechanism. And yeah, an unknown character on Twitter that hired some third-party company, and basically the deal was you get $100 if you vote to not carry on with the fork. So um, I don't think it got a whole lot of traction. I mean, the Twitter poll was definitely skewed in one direction compared to everything else. Everything else, it looks like it's 80%, 90% are in favor of the fork. The Twitter poll was inverted from that, and I think a lot of that was from that little prize pool that was offered from, I'm
It's
sure, a guy that has a
pretty
bunch
easy to
of
raise some
S11s.
votes on $100 a vote, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure, not to speculate, but I'm sure that's somebody that's got a decent amount of S11 sitting in a warehouse somewhere, and you know, you feel for them a little bit, but at the same time, they haven't been the best thing for the project. So
I have to argue that I don't know how you feel for technology getting surpassed. You know, you feel for the people that bought an iPhone 6 and it doesn't work so well anymore. Do you feel like
exactly.
it's one thing if it happens? Listen, it's one thing if you just bought $10,000 worth of hardware, and then the same company announces, "Oh, you got to buy the new hardware." You know, like that feels bad when your iPhone 17 stops, like doesn't let you make phone calls because you have to update to the new one.
Right. But when
But
you've sent out 70,000 text messages on your old iPhone, I'd say
yeah,
you probably got your use out of it. I mean, the S11s, how long have those been on market? Do you know?
I mean,
Well, since
just
the beginning.
roughly in my head, just after Obelisks came out, right, which was like 2016. I don't know. You know, we're going
Yeah,
on. We're like, let's say
yeah,
they're older. They're 5 years at least. You know.
yeah. Which is old technology. Off
Yeah.
off to bigger and better things, I think. So,
All right.
but
That's
yeah, that
part of
was
the argument why to fork them, right? Because they are obsolete and they produce them in a massive quantity, and they can mine very few coins, and one of those coins is ours, SCP, and
mhm,
that gives them a predatory nature because they just are the last thing you can do with it, right? If iPhone 6s could only, go on Tumblr, then guess what? Everybody would be banging on Tumblr and nowhere else.
exactly. Yeah, and they're not. I don't think a lot of them. I mean, you can't generalize, but a lot of those guys, they're just harvesting Bitcoin, right? They have a coin that they can get. They have really cheap electricity, and then they're just taking SCP, flipping it on market, and making Bitcoin out of it. So I don't think we want that. Henry says early 2018 is when they hit the market.
So that's 6 years plus 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't know math.
I'm
Sparky, how
surprised.
many years?
Um, yeah, other news. Let's see. Let's go back over to the announcements and see what happened. Oh, the S3. So the S3 docs are kind of starting to hit the street. The repository is live on the website.
Yep.
Uh, David, if you want to pull up my screen share, this is kind of where it's at so far. But yeah, eventually you're going to see. Oh, here they are. It's actually live now. Yesterday when I looked at this, they didn't have all the categories. This is
What's the,
awesome.
what's the address there, Stephen?
xns.tech/docs/index-s3. So everything's kind of broken down into different categories of what the function of the app is. Like there's
Wow.
obviously a lot of backup and restore apps. So let's look at like kind of the format of these docs on this. It gives you a brief overview. what you need to have. All of these, it's kind of obvious that you need to have an XNS. You need to have a relayer running. Probably advised to have all your certifications done. DNS, whatever else will all kind of be placed right here in the prerequisites. And then yeah, it runs through. We got screen caps for every step of the process. Goes through it. It's all pretty streamlined and pretty straightforward. And
That's
we've all
amazing.
we've all been testing this in the S3 channel. So here's Cloudberry. This is one of my favorites that I use this on 4 of my computers in my house actually to do scheduled backups. But yeah, so now anybody that has a relayer up and going, come check these docs out. Download some of these apps. A lot of them there's free trials. Some of it's free software in general, and you can kind of get a feel for some of the different workflows that can be done, and some of these different processes that can connect up to the relayer. So it's pretty exciting to see this. I'm sure this is we need to flood this to Twitter. But yeah,
that's really lovely. I would imagine, I haven't really messed with this too much, but you could probably have a pretty good guess that if you had a software that wasn't supported in these lists, if you didn't have a guide for something else, one, the project would love to see it, but two, I bet there's a lot of reading between the lines that you could pull out of this, right? If on one app, here's where you point it and here's where the password goes. That's what S3 is. It's a simple standard.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be an ongoing thing where a business that we're dealing with has a particular app set that they're used to working with and that they want to use that is S3 compatible. We might have to play around with some stuff and find some of the little hiccups. So if there's anybody that has an app, like you're saying, that they want to see if it works, let us know. And we've got a team of people that can do testing and kind of work through it and see what it takes to get that particular software working on our end. So yeah,
or
really excited.
on their end even, right?
On their end, yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's not happening on a centralized computer. It's happening on your computer, and you're pointing it to your relayer, and your data is secure, and your network is locked down from your barriers, and no one else touches it, and your data doesn't leave. It just goes from the app or the interface that you use into your relayer onto the cloud, and there it is, backed up and performant and affordable.
Exactly. Okay, so Ken pointed out in the chat. So if you're on the main xns.tech website, you click resources right here on the top bar, and then your S3 app setup is boom right there on the right hand side. That's that's your easy way to navigate to it without having to type in that URL.
Yeah, I can't see it how small that URL is, so I wanted to know what page it was on specifically, not write down that URL. I mean, how's Andy going to write down that URL? He's driving. He can't.
He's probably trying to type it in right now as we speak.
Yeah. With a French keyboard at that.
So while we're here, we'll go ahead and zoom over to another thing that's taken place, which is the partner program. This has been going on for a couple months. I think it's kind of been in the works, and there's a few people involved with it from what I know. But I decided the other day, 2 days ago, to kind of jump in myself. So I've submitted the application, and there's an orientation process, and some stuff that takes place behind the scenes to whatever negotiations need to happen, whatever. That still needs to be done, but I got excited because I started really looking into this MSP stuff. Like, you have to understand, I'm a crypto bro. I never came from cloud storage space. I'm not a huge IT or tech guy.
Hold on. You're not a crypto bro. You're a small businessman that builds houses, right?
Right. But from the crypto sense, I was just I was a helium guy that's all passive and came over into this data space. But yeah, I'm not a.
My point is that you are an everyman, like you're a regular dude, as you might say, who understands how great this project is, and you don't have a bunch of friends that own data centers, but you know some people and you're making some conversations, right? That's my point.
Is exactly. So, you start searching around and you start trying to get a feel for like how this MSP model really works. And I came across this site, um, CRN, which is kind of just like an IT news source kind of thing. So they have what they call like the Elite 150, the Tech Elite 150, and it's basically a ranking system of various MSPs across the country. So like just with this one website, you're able to aggregate 500, 600 um, different top MSP IT consultant firms, lots of different, it's a huge resource. So what I started working on is I actually have this Excel spreadsheet that is just nationwide MSPs, collecting location, websites, contact information. I actually wound up outsourcing this over to Fiverr because I started doing all the data entry, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. I have a day job to do. Um, but yeah, I mean, my plan kind of with it is, and I think there's probably a lot of opportunity for other people in the community to do a similar thing is I'm gonna start cold calling people. I'm gonna send out some emails. I'm gonna put a little bit of sales and marketing material together, and just get on the phone and see what happens. I mean, I've always kind of been of the opinion that you never know what happens until you try. Sometimes you have to annoy people a little bit. Sometimes you have to get in their ear a bit. But end of the day, if they don't know that the product exists, then they don't know that it's an option. So yeah, like I said, I've got 503 contacts on this spreadsheet that I'm going to fill out. And yeah, we're gonna try to start making some calls. I think Brad, who was in here, he's interested in doing a similar thing. We've been talking back and forth a little bit. It's exciting. It's exciting stuff, man. Just why not? That's my whole thing. Why not? Why not give it a shot? So
Yeah, even just amplifying on Twitter, even just like you said, Stephen, sharing those links. Can we go back to the two screen there, David? So everyone doesn't steal Chum's data. Everyone's going to be taking your leads. These are the good leads. I want the Glenn Ross leads. These leads are shit.
that's right.
Uh, not everybody may be cut out for cold calling, or everybody's going to organize their email list, but these things, it's doable, right? It's part of the decentralized. It's part of the permissionless. You don't need to ask to do this. You don't need to get hired. You're going to obviously, if you go through the partner program, there's benefits to you. But you can just go on Twitter and at Masari and at TrueNAS and say, check out SC Prime. And you can retweet what Stephen puts, and you can retweet what the official Twitter puts, and you can post links to Facebook, and all these things are helpful. I mean, don't go on my Twitter because it's all naked dudes and stuff like that.
Naked dudes and kitty cats. It's a good. What's actually impressive about your Twitter? I brought this up the other day. Is that I think me and you fired up Twitter accounts at about the same time. I've amassed like 100 followers or something, and I think you just crossed over 1,000, right?
Yeah. So I had a Twitter account, like my Twitter account's like maybe 8 years old, but I just never used it.
Mm.
Like I made one when it was, hey, Twitter, cool, and it said he's a dad in Brooklyn, and
Right.
if anybody questions my homoerotic NFT fascination, it's if you want to get a bunch of Twitter followers, take part in some NFT communities because they are rabid social media users. And
I've seen that. I mean, if you look at spaces, like 60% of the spaces that are out there are NFT projects, and there's like 100, 200, 300 people in them shilling their projects and talking NFT. So no, I'm impressed, to be honest with you. I commend you for it, sir.
well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how worthy those leads are. Going back to this lead thing, it's not Masari following me and saying
Right.
he knows what he's talking about. But Twitter, I don't think that Twitter is a place that you especially have to maintain in a pure form unless you are indeed a company. You don't. It is about engagement. It is about connection, and I don't think that while the CEO of whoever may not engage with stupid NFT tweets, they
Right.
still will engage with the, hey, want to save money on your S3 tweet. And they won't look at you in your history and go, oh, who's this? What did he do last month? They don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, and I think that, yeah, I mean, the follower, this is why people buy followers and stuff. The follower count kind of gives your account credibility to a certain point too, where it's like,
Right. And
somebody,
amplifies it.
yeah, somebody clicks on you and they see that you have 5,000 followers. They're like, okay, this guy actually uses the platform. He's actually engaged with whatever it is that he's doing. He puts in the time to make it a real thing. So yeah, and I mean, I think it's a good resource, but yeah, awesome stuff.
It's just one more way we do outreach, right? These are all layers to this.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing Brad, when Brad signed up for Twitter, like, this is what we need to, everybody who wants to outreach needs to outreach. And there's a couple tools. Discord is inReach. Discord is we're talking to each other. We've met. It's good for people to show up and get more information. But going on Twitter, like Steven's doing with these lists of cold calls, these lists of accounts, these CRN, like, once you start to get that in your feed, you'll see these things. And even just popping off, someone says, I know what's happened to me with Twitter. Someone says, I'm going to do this with S3. And I say, hey, have you checked out this? And I drop a SC Prime link at them.
Yep.
And they go, cool. And maybe they don't, maybe they do, but that's outreach. That's a person that's not stumbling into Discord.
No, and whenever you do that, like I had a guy that actually DM'd me the other day about it, asking, it was in reference to coins. But he asked like, hey, where can I buy this? What exchanges are y'all using? Stuff like that. And he was actually like interested based off of just a little blurb that I put out there on someone else's post. So, even if it seems like it's not having effect, to me, you keep at it and you keep grinding at it, and you never know, what kind of touches you'll make.
I'm gonna throw up an idea here, Stephen and Mike, and Henry and Ken and everybody else that's listening. Like, that seems like a great resource that the community could work on at large. Create. I know there's things. I know there's resources. They may, and maybe it's a lot of energy. Maybe the community needs to do it as an outreach part. But creating the sort of information package and these paths, right? Sharing these paths instead of trying to like cut through each other. Go to your local community and have a one page or a resource or more of these things that say, hi, my name is blank. I represent, I'm here to talk about cloud storage, and post it here, post it there. Like, it might be obviously a good idea to be hyper local, because then you can show up, you can go to the mom and pop, you can go to drive over to the small business, drive over to the small tech firm and say, yeah, look, here's how it works. Rather than
a face-to-face meeting is always going to be a little bit more productive than just calling up somebody in Nebraska, from Las Vegas. It's a lot more personable. So yeah, but I kind of see what you're saying, where you'll have a couple different routes with this partner program, and I think as it gets rolling and as people get a feel for it, there's going to be like templates, right? If you have this, you have this skill set that you can offer, you have this experience level that you can offer, and okay, you're gonna want to go down this road. Or say you're already well tied into the industry and you already are an MSP, you're gonna go down this route. There's a lot of different ways that everybody in the community can help out, and not only just help out, but get some freaking money out of it too. Kind of position yourself between the corporation and this billion-dollar industry that's out there.
Yep. That always was the place for us, right? That always was this angle.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that everyone can take part in. And everybody rushed to stand up nodes to earn money, and everybody rushed to buy X's to get, earn this
the passive,
supplemental effortless income. But part of that is we got to put some data on it. We got to put more data on it. And like the partner program outlays, the earlier you get into getting that data, the more data you can have on your X's, and the more, pay.
And my thought on it is this is actually the real money's at is is getting the data onto the network and having a part of that early adoption. I mean, the X's are great. That's going to be a good passive source long run. But with these subscription type services, you get a couple on the line, and you get a couple a couple of clients that are going through you to the net. I mean, that's mailbox money. That's subscription monthly income that's just coming into your bank on a consistent basis if you're taking care of the customers.
Right.
Uh,
And you can just send it right to pay for your pickup truck, right?
exactly. Pickup truck, the jet skis. We've been talking about jet skis for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
I think gotta get a pair of those.
There might be a lake in Las Vegas again, right? I heard that was
Not
happening.
not much of one. I drove out there about a week ago. It's looking a little grim.
Well, one day.
But yeah, anybody else? What? Any other thoughts? What else is going on?
Is that it? Is the party over?
That's all I have on the docket. Unless anybody else has any thoughts, I think we'll probably wrap it up there.
We still got this contest going for some AI generative fun uncles art that maybe no one's heard about. What are we giving away? 2,000 and 2,000 or 2,000 and 1,000?
2,000 and 2,000, I think was the deal. We had one submission, and it was a hand-drawn sketch from a 5-year-old saying the AI that we have at home or something. I'll have to share it in the outreach channel. It was pretty funny, but yeah,
I bet it was from Lucio, right?
Yeah, no, it was from was the dude that won the meme contest? Blue minivan. Yeah, Drake.
Yeah.
Drake submitted it over on Twitter.
Perfect.
But yeah, the Discord's been a little quiet lately, so not pushing it too hard. But yeah, we still have that competition going on. So yeah, hop on Midjourney and submit some art and get some free stuff.
I guess we maybe should call that a bounty now than less of a competition. And more like when someone submits a piece of art that we want to use, we will pay you for it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
People love bounties. Or do they?
I think so.
People love taking part in communities, and that's what we're trying to do here. And we hope you enjoy this. We hope thank everybody who helps us in the DGen Chan for the hour before, trying to figure out why our mics don't work. We're still running this through a very complicated system, but it seems like it's getting better. We've got this new background, and I don't think we mentioned that. It's raining in the coffee shop here.
And nice animated fireplace underneath me, keeping me warm.
Yeah. I've had a little less coffee this morning because last week I drank a whole pot and was wired and blah, 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 lost my brain. But that's Saturday morning, right?
That's part of the improv process, though. I mean, we like just a loose show. It's just us speaking our minds and a place for the community to kind of get together and see where everybody's at. Where's everybody, what everybody's feeling about the project and kind of go over some of the news and stuff. So we've had fun doing it. I think we'll keep at it.
Yeah, I think that one of these secrets about community is it's hard to sit down and spend hours to program this. It's easy to sit down and just start riffing. We pay attention, create a forum. There's forums everywhere. The more manners to look at this. It's going on YouTube. People like to watch videos, share it, like it, smash the buttons.
We did also get the Twitter pages. Sorry to cut you off, Jeff. We did get the Twitter page live. If everybody wants to go follow the Twitter page over there.
Nice. But just it's just outreach. If anybody has questions when you watch this on YouTube, post them in the comments on YouTube or ask us in the Discord, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like Cascara to go, says Skywalk. Is that a thing? Mascara?
I don't know. Cascara? Is that a type of pizza, I assume?
Is that on my menu? Whose menu? Cascara. There's no I don't have any Cascara
On the
Sounds.
background.
on the background. Is that a thing, Cascara?
Oh, oh, he's ordering a coffee. I've
What's a
never heard of that.
Cascara? Is it so fucked up AI just made up words? Is that
No,
what's
this isn't. This is a legit background. This actually wasn't Midjourney generated. That's why you can read filter and coffee.
700 Quatlus? Or maybe it's Australian or something. I gotta maximize it so I can see because I don't know what the fuck.
I'm gonna have to do some research after this.
We have a VSO and an AeroPress. This is just made up stuff. Typhoon? What is this? 15,000 quad. Ooh.
We don't. Me and David, when we throw these together, we don't like do heavy research onto what's actually in them. We
Yeah,
just like,
we can
oh, I
tell.
like this. I like this coffee shop. This will be good. Brad says, David, will you throw up my screen share again real quick? Brad was asking about SC Prime Pool. So over in the Asic channel of the Discord, if you go to the pins, there's a list of all the various mining pools that you can hook your ASICs up to. I think from what I know, SC Prime Pool is kind of like our, the one that we support the most and like the most out of them. They're good guys, very communicative, very professional with how they do everything. The fees are reasonable. So yeah, it's just scprimepool.com. This
Well,
is
yeah,
where you'll go.
You and Brad have gotten all ASIC miner bugs.
We're ASIC buddies now. Yeah, a lot of us in the community have. I actually this week's show I was planning on doing a SC Box 2 unboxing. I have another one on the way from China, but it got held up in Beijing Customs on Thursday, so delivery got pushed back a little bit. But yeah, to set up, this is where you'll get your pool information. He does have some calculators and stuff up here too that are pretty neat. That'll kind of give you the profitability. Again, daily profitability mining SCP isn't, it's not anything super crazy on these SC Box 2, but if you're spec mining and you believe in the project and you hold on to your coins, it might, might wind up to be that you're making 20 bucks a day at some point in time, and somewhere down the road. So, yeah, definitely check out SC Prime Pool if you're one of the guys that's getting into these SC Box 2s. I do know that the prices went up when I ordered my second one from Newegg. It went up, I think, about 40 or 50 bucks, which kind of shows that they're catching some traction, and there's a lot of orders flying in over there at Gold Shell. So get them while they're cheap.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys have your garage heaters and your plant seeders.
Yeah, definitely.
Ken says that fork gonna change that. So watch this space,
Tommy's wanting to hop up. What up, Tommy? Let's see. Let's kick him to the stage.
Big Tings coming, says Reggae Henry. I think Henry's keyboard might be broken too.
Hey,
fun
Tommy,
to,
you can come on stage. Should be able to now.
Someone needs to help Tommy up.
Tommy, come. Maybe he dropped his phone and his coffee. He's got his hand up. Henry, do you have to push him to stage?
Kick him in the butt.
He's approved to go on stage.
My phone.
Because it's hidden spot.
He's in a hidden spot. What's that? It's a hidden spot. What's
classic?
That?
This is classic Tommy behavior. This is classic T Rotten.
All right, we're coming up on 45 minutes an hour here, right?
Yeah. No, we've got kids' soccer games to get to, and offices to clean, and wine to pour. So yeah, thanks everybody for poker. I'm up for some poker. Yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to keep these going every week. This will go up on YouTube next day or two, I would imagine. And Fun stuff.
It's always fun. Well, Stephen, it's a pleasure to spend my Saturday morning with you again. Thanks to David and Brad and Mike for helping, and Brad and Mike for joining the call and asking some questions. Thanks to the whole team. And like Psychotic said up there, shout out to the devs for crushing all the bugs.
Yeah,
Right.
they're premium bug smashers.
This team
They're
keeps on building this, right?
Yeah, they're doing an awesome job.
And that's what we want. End of the day, keep on building the project. We're not outreaching this just to pump our bags. We're outreaching this to keep everybody coming.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody.
My name is Jeff, and I will see you next week or on my Twitter with the Naked Dudes.
Yeah, thanks for the free dudes, by the way. I'm gonna have to go check those. How do I view those? I just go to OpenSea.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
All right, thanks. Later, everybody.
Bye, guys.